Hold on. Yep. Are we live? Yep. There we go. We are live.
All right.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining. We got Fatal J, Ninja over here, and we got Nerdy in Many Ways. So,
What's up, my dudes?
The way this is going to be set up is that I have a bunch of questions to ask all of us, and you'll see them, and we'll answer them, and then we'll weasel in and out of Snyder Cut, stuff like that. If you have questions for us, obviously leave comments. But I think we're going to try to go an hour. In about half an hour mark, I'm going to ask a question, and the first to respond, you're going to win a gift card, and then I'm going to ask a question probably at the hour mark. And again, first to respond, you'll get the Amazon $50 gift card. What I'm going to ask of you, though, is if you get the answer right, I'm just going to ask for your email address, and I'll send that to you. Very simple, very easy. Should be a fun stream. Like I said, we got Fatal J, we got Nerdy in Many Ways, DCEU. Yeah. Let's get it. Let's go. So,
yes.
Let's introduce my cast here. Let's go with Fatal J first, and then we'll go Nerdy.
Hello, everybody. My name is Fatal J. If you like content such as bow-legged midget strippers, then check me out. If you like people fighting flying dragons, check me out. If you like content where I pour peanut butter and jelly all over my body and run down the street butt naked, check out my channel. I'm here for you, and I love you.
There you go.
Fatal J, I think the idea is not to scare people away from your channel.
Hey, it scares people and it attracts people.
There you go. There you go.
That's fair enough. Well, I can't quite follow that up quite as well, but I'm Dawson Weecher from Nerdy in Many Ways. I mean, you guys, all of you who subscribe to my channel know that my content deals a lot with like DCU as well as just movies, video games. I occasionally do music stuff as well as art stuff as well. And so I got a little bit of everything. And so, yeah, if you want to check it out, absolutely. It's called Nerdy in Many Ways. You can see the name of it right there. Yeah.
All right. So real quick, I thought Fatal J was getting around doing all these live streams with everyone. But Nerdy, you've been killing it.
Nerdy got everybody beat up.
Oh, my gosh.
I know. He's like doing them in the morning, in the afternoon, at night. He's got like 8 of them coming out tomorrow.
Dude, yesterday was exhausting. I tell you what, I recorded a 2-hour it was like a podcast recording with Lightcast. And then last night, you guys saw Prime. I did that like 2 hours with him. So I spent the entire day in this chair. So it was a fun time, but let's just say I needed to get up a little bit.
Yeah, I was the first time that I was on your show with Prime, I didn't know how legit he was. He was off the chain. He was going hard, and I liked everything he was saying.
Prime is like I call him the Snyder Cut preacher, man. he like do sermons, bro, when he on live streams.
Especially when you get him on Superman, man, he can go off and let you know what you don't know. So
yeah. I think he does like he pays attention to like a lot of videos and gets like a lot. He's like Jeffrey over here on this other side. He's like watching all the videos and getting all the information. Jeffrey is just Jeffrey. I don't know what he's doing. This dude, he knows his stuff. He's diving in deep and finding all sorts. I mean, he's over here looking at Bible verses and stuff. So he's killing it. Yeah, I see you, Jeffrey. Thanks for coming along, buddy. Okay. So
and Jeffrey, there's nothing to be sorry about, man. There's nothing to be sorry about. He said sorry to me. It's like nothing to be sorry about. You're totally good.
No, man, you're the man, Jeffrey. You're the Watchtower. We love it.
Man, Jeffrey is dope, bro. Because Jeffrey be like, okay, you see that dot right there in the trailer? That dot represents Snyder is coming on December 19th, 2022. And I'm like, dang. Because you can see it, you know?
Hey, I always tell this story, but real quick, like I always watch Jeff's videos. They're great videos. And he had the one theory about how the Snyder Cut was connected to the CW universe, multiverse, all that stuff. And he had a great video. You have to check it out. And I watched it, and I was like, okay, I think he's in over his head a little bit. And then when Ezra Miller showed up, I was like, okay, I'm sold. Jeff. Okay.
Yeah.
Jeff's the man. He knows
Jeff's the man, bro, because before I even knew Jeff, I noticed Jeff was like in my comments. And then when I look at other people's Snyder Cut content, he was in their comments. Then I would be on Snyder Cut groups on Facebook. He in the group. I get on Instagram, Facebook, Snyder Cut groups. He in the group. I'm like, you know what? Jeffrey is the real deal, man. Yeah. He's the real deal.
He's like the Professor X of the Snyder Cut. He just knows everything. He has foreknowledge. He reads people's minds. It's like, it's impressive.
Okay, so without further ado, here's the first question. Just tell us a little bit about yourself and why YouTube. So the way we'll do this is we'll just go Fatal, you'll go first, and then Nerdy, and then I'll finish it up.
All right.
So if Jay wants to go ahead and take this,
Yeah, I take it.
let us know, man.
A little bit about myself and my channel. Well, let me tell you something. I'm a wacky doodle. I'm crazy in the head, okay? I mean, I got a lot of stuff going on up here. And I really enjoy comic book superhero movies. So I told myself, hey, the best way to get all your ideas out is to make a YouTube channel and speak on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to be a little creative with it, try to be a little funny with it and make people laugh, you know? Because that's my personality. Like when you see me making videos, that's me in real life, you know?
Yeah.
I was like the class clown in school, man.
Authentic.
You know? Yeah. So yeah, man, that's why I do it, because I got the passion for it, man. I really enjoy it. Like if you go in my room, you see just long boxes of comics.
Oh, nice.
And that's why I'm glad that comic book stuff is now the cool thing.
Mhm.
Because when I was coming up, that was like the geeky thing to do.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to be in the comic book shop like, I hope the guys don't see me. But now I can go proudly to the comic book shop, you know, because that's the cool thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Comic stores are the stuff, man. That's the best.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's more mainstream now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I keep telling people that if people 2,000 years in the future look back on our society, they'll think that superheroes were like our gods, right?
But-
They'll see.
But if you really think about it, Dawson, I said Dawson.
Hey,
Gotcha. But if
you
you
can't
really,
reveal my secret identity, man.
if you really just boil down to it, that's all the superheroes are. Like, you
Yeah.
know, back in the ancient days when they talked about the gods and all that type of stuff, and Zeus, that's all Superman and Wonder Woman that's our versions of Zeus and stuff. Now, we're at a point where we don't believe that they're really real, but that's still our mythos. That's still the mythology. You know?
Exactly.
So you're right, Dawson. Like, if we go into the future, they're gonna see the Superman and Wonder Woman like, oh, okay, that was their mythology, that was their mythos.
Right.
Those was their stories, because it's stories behind Zeus, it's stories behind Hercules, you know?
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly. It's really interesting how that works. And so I
And,
guess
and it's funny that Zack Snyder is tying that into that, you know?
yes. Exactly. Telling
Yeah.
stories much like the Greek mythology stories would go, like very dramatic, very
Yeah.
philosophical.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of us like it. We'll get to that, I'm sure, in a little bit. Don't want to jump the gun here.
Yeah.
But I guess a little bit about me. I mean, if you couldn't tell from the title of my channel, Nerdy in Many Ways, I like to be involved in a lot of things. I'm a musician. I'm a striving artist. I'm an art major at my university. I'm a huge movie buff, superhero buff. I'm also a sports commentator. So I'm all over the place with everything. And oftentimes it kind of drains my time. But you know what? It's good. And I started my YouTube channel because I had all these interests and I couldn't always showcase them, right? There wasn't always a situation where I could like get that out there and, you know, just kind of show who I am to the people. Because I tend to be more of an introvert in person.
Yeah.
And so I decided to make a YouTube channel because my little brother had actually started one a little bit before I did. And he kind of inspired me to do that. By the way, check out Briggs Comics. He does a great job, my little bro.
Nice.
And again, getting comfortable behind the mic had a lot to do with me being a sports commentator. And so I got comfortable like talking and voicing my opinion. And so I said, you know what? Instead of just sports, let's talk about things I really, really care about, which again is movies, DC Comics, and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Well, a little bit about myself is that, can you guys hear me? I feel like
Yeah. We can hear
okay.
you.
Sorry.
Good, bro.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So my dream in life is I always wanted to play professional baseball. Nerdy. Yeah. That's why I got a bone to pick with you anyway. So yeah, that was my dream, you know.
Oh yeah, but he didn't like baseball.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all
But
right.
he in trouble, bro, because 100 pounds ago, I played baseball. That was the only
Oh,
sport
no.
I played. So you in trouble.
I'll defend myself. Don't worry. It's fine. No hard feelings.
So like that's what I dedicated my life to. That was my dream. It was baseball 24/7. You know, I got a full D1 scholarship. And
Really?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Where
but I went
to?
to UMBC. I went to three different schools though. I didn't like it at the first school, so then I went to a junior college, and then my third school was Newman University, which is a D3 school in Pennsylvania. And I'm originally from Maryland, and that's where I met my wife. And then when because there's politics and everything, we know that, and it just didn't work out for me. So at that point, I was like, what do I do here? And my thing is, I've always wanted to do something I'm passionate about or I have fun with. I always wanted to have a career in something that I enjoy. So I was, thinking about like, what was that? Like, what is that? What is that? And I always wanted to do YouTube, but I never did it. And then plus my wife was like, she didn't want me doing it because she felt like I was going to get like, people calling me names and stuff like that. And so I understood that. So I kind of put that on the back burner. And then maybe a year or so ago, I was thinking, I was like, what can I do? What can I do? And she's like, well, you like movies. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, why don't you do something with that? Why don't you like write reviews or do a career in that? And I'm like, well, I don't have the background and I hate writing. I was like, so the only possible thing that I could do, honestly, is YouTube. It's easy. I get on there and talk about movies. Like I like talking about that stuff. But again, she was still against it, but she said, you know what, go ahead and do it. So that's when I did it. But also the whole Snyder Cut and all that stuff, I've always had a lot of interest in that. So then when I started my channel, I was like, let me start talking about that. And then this movement has been so great to me and so welcoming. And I mean, I could talk about the Snyder Cut all day, every day.
Yeah.
That's why I make so many videos about it. And it's like, why not? It's a Justice League movie with Zack Snyder directing it. And it's, you know what I mean? Like every single day, news is always slow when it comes to movies, and especially now, but every single day, it seems like something else pops up about the Snyder Cut or the Ayer Cut. It's crazy. There's always
crazy, and it's hot,
and
it's still hot because movie news is so freaking slow now that now they're just coming out with the rumors on these websites. But the Snyder Cut topic is still hot.
Yo, you ready
to the point the haters, they have upped their Snyder Cut content because that's what's bringing in the traffic.
Are you ready for this one? I don't know if you guys saw this, but I don't follow John Campea on YouTube. I used to watch his videos, but I don't follow him. So every now and then, like his videos will pop up. Right. And you know how like on YouTube you can like leave comments or posts or whatever. So I guess 3 or 4 days ago, Campea put out a post about Andy Signore, and I was like, oh shit. So I don't know if you guys saw that. He's that is the guy that came out after we had that positive weekend and wrote the article about how WB.
Yeah, and Andy was in my comments.
Yeah, Andy and your boy Jody's Corner.
Yeah.
So then Andy is attacking Campea now, and Campea is like, this guy's a waste of time, and that's exactly what this guy is doing. He's trying to get publicity by coming out with Snyder Cut articles, but now he's going after John Campea because this guy, no one likes him. He has nothing to talk about. So now he's attacking to get. Go ahead.
Tyler, Andy, that's his whole stitch is to fight.
Yeah.
As ever since he was with Screen Junkies, he used to have this thing where it was called movie fights, and he would debate people. So that's his whole thing. Is like, I want the traffic by being negative and talking about people.
He's just he's sweating of desperation. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all that negativity, that's, like you guys mentioned, that's one thing that sometimes draws a lot of clickbait. Like, I'm guilty of it as well. Like, there's some reviews out there by Thrice Unlimited where he reviews, like, Batwoman or Supergirl, and it's fun because he trashes it, and I'm just like, okay, sure, this is fun, but at the same time, after a while, it does, like, draw you down and whatnot and everything like that.
I don't have a problem with clickbait because I do it too, but back up the clickbait with facts. Don't do clickbait by being negative or doing clickbait by lying. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
And by the way, Tyler,
because to be honest, clickbait is the name of the game on YouTube. If you're not clickbaiting with your titles and your thumbnails, YouTube gonna leave you behind.
Yep.
Oh, it definitely is. Yeah. And kind of going back to baseball, Tyler, now that you talk about it, you look like a baseball player, like straight up. Now it makes total sense.
Well, I'm gonna throw something out there. Most people don't know this about me right now because I do YouTube, but I'm 6'6". So
hey, I'm 6'5". There you go.
6'5", nice.
I'm the shortest one of the crew. I'm 5'10".
Everyone always thinks I was a pitcher, but I'm like, no, I was a first baseman. But yeah, okay. So our next topic is gonna be, show this right here. Your favorite comic book and why.
You want me to go, Dawson?
Go on him, man.
I know I'm blowing your mind that they calling you Dawson. I'm gonna keep it up. My favorite, I got a whole bunch of comic books, but my favorite, and this I always blow people's minds because it's one of the new ones. But I love the Jim Lee Batman run, the Hush run. Just off the basis of the story was perfect and the art was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And you rarely find comic books where the art is good and the story is good. So my favorite all-time story is Jim Lee Hush. That's my favorite comic book run. Tyler, I don't know if you've seen it, but I know Dawson seen it. The Batman Hush animated movie was good, but the ending was a big letdown. Though.
Oh yes,
yeah, that's funny you said that because I'm reading Hush right now because of Nerdy. Yep,
let's go.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of it right now, and the damn artwork, man, is crazy. It's like Jim Lee just went off.
Yeah.
He just went off on those pages.
And the thing about Jim Lee, he only getting better.
Yeah,
you know.
Like, probably my favorite art design in that Hush comic is Killer Croc. I love Killer Croc's design.
That's my favorite scene. Good. Nerdy, I think that's mine too. Where like it was the first issue where Batman was fighting Killer Croc.
Mm-hmm.
And the little boy was there. Remember the little boy?
Yeah.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite spread right there, man.
Oh, nice. It's so good.
Nice.
And mine, it's tough because Batman Hush is one of them, as well as The Dark Knight Returns, just because that one really drew me fully into Batman. But I have to say, overall, like with art and story, I'd have to say Batman Court of Owls. Because
I haven't read it yet.
Jim Lee's art is amazing, but I love the different kind of realistic / graphic take that
that's Capullo.
Yeah, Capullo, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And my biggest thing with this is it really explores a psychological part of Bruce Wayne. I mean, every single Batman comic does to a certain extent, but I love how this one does it specifically.
You like the detective. They focus on the detective Batman.
Yeah, the detective. And then you also have that part with the maze in the Court of Owls lair where Batman gets lost and he has to fight with his own sanity. And I love it when comic books explore that side of it because it's part of the character, right? I mean, you guys saw my video about Batman PTSD and things like that. Things like that are part of the character. And anyway, I just love how it was able to do that with this comic.
Bro, can you imagine if they made a Court of Owls movie? Like live action movie?
Oh my gosh. It'd be beautiful. Don't taunt me with that, man. Oh gosh.
So I guess it's my turn. It was hard. I was actually really thinking hard about this question today because I think the obvious choice is The Dark Knight Returns. But I won't go that route. I'll go something new. I don't know if you guys have read it. It's called Batman Damned. Have you read that one?
Oh,
yeah.
That I really enjoyed that story with him kind of like I think the Joker dies and he kind of forgets like did he do it? He's trying to figure out what's going on. It has John Constantine in it and it's going with all the Justice League Dark characters are involved and everything. But the art
that's Lieber Mejo, right?
Yes,
Lieber Mejo art.
Exactly. Oh, yes. Thank you for bringing
Who did the art though? Was that Jim Lee or somebody else?
No, it's who he just said.
Lieber Mejo.
Yeah.
His design of Batman is one of my favorite Batman designs. I love his Batman design.
I don't know
if good.
Yeah, Jay, if you haven't read that comic or seen his artwork, check it out. Like,
I think I know you talking about like the way he made Batman. Is it kind of like a ruffle look like on his cowl?
It's like it's the one where it's like the cowl goes over his shoulder and the logo kind of goes over top of the cowl.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And like the padding and stuff. Oh,
it's so padding. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like if you look at the Robert Pattinson bat suit, it's like a mix between that and the Arkham suit from the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Okay. So take that out of there.
Gosh, you're gonna be salivating at the mouth talking about these different Batman designs, man. You can't do this to me.
I know. Sorry about that. All right, let's go to the next one. We got your favorite superhero and why. That's a fun one.
That's easy for me.
Yeah,
we already said them.
Are you sure? Because you told me the other day that you go back and forth. So today it's Batman.
It's Batman. You want to know why? Y'all already know I love ninjas. Batman is a freaking ninja.
There you go.
Batman is the greatest ninja that ever lived, bro.
Absolutely.
I mean, look what he does. He hides in the shadows. He throw battle range. Battle range is nothing but ninja stars. He used stealth to get the one up on his enemies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love him, man. Batman. The reason why I really like Batman though is because he's human, but he's like a human at peak level.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I'm not only talking about on physical, I'm talking about in smarts too.
Mm-hmm.
He freaking smart. He it's a comic book. I know it's not Kingdom Come, but it's a comic book where I want to say it's Tower of Babel or something like that, where if the Justice League ever went nuts, Batman had all their weaknesses on file. Y'all remember that?
Yep.
And that's what I like about Batman. He always 10 steps ahead of everybody.
That's Justice League Doom, isn't it? Or Doomed?
I think it's a Tower of Babel or Doom or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, because the animated movie is like Justice League Doomed, I think.
Yeah.
That's based off. Yeah.
I have a book that I bought. It's called like the Anatomy of like DC superheroes, and it's based off of like it's kind of like Batman's notes on all of like Justice League and most of the superheroes on like their bodies and like their weaknesses and everything. So it's like his notes on like if he ever had to, how would he take them down? It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Jeff said Damian Wayne is peak human. Get out of here. His son, that's his son, bro.
It kind of depends on how you look at it. If you really think about it, as far as like abilities and fighting, sure. Ruthlessness, I think Damian Wayne is probably a little bit more ruthless.
Yeah,
than
he
Batman
is.
would ever let himself be.
Hugo said there was Tower of Babel.
Okay.
I think I got it somewhere. I haven't.
Yeah,
Some of
Focus
my
Tower
comic
Babel,
books I haven't
film
read
is
in
Doom.
years.
Yeah. Nice. So I think it's pretty obvious who my favorite superhero is. I mean,
3 for 3.
yeah, pretty much. I feel like there's gonna be so much where we just completely agree 100% on, and so, yeah, Batman is my favorite comic book character because, and Spider-Man and Superman are really close second for me. I really love those two characters, but Batman takes the cake for me because I think, like I mentioned before, there's so many psychological aspects about Batman that can be explored. And again, he has all the coolest toys. He has all the coolest gadgets. Like no kid wants to be bitten by a radioactive spider, and no kid wants to be an alien alone on a planet. But everybody wants to be Bruce Wayne. Everybody wants to have the Batmobile, have the Batcave. They want to have the bat suits. They don't want necessarily to have his villains by any means. But at the same time, it's like everything Batman is what every little kid wants to have, right?
Yep.
And again, he also has just that intrigue of all his different stories that he has. He's some of the best comic book stories of all time with his character and his villains. And so with all of that, Batman.
Yeah, you're right. He got the best villains known to man. Just like you said, the Court of Owls. And those are new villains.
Yeah.
That's not Joker, Penguin, Catwoman, Mr. Freeze. That ain't none of them. That's some new characters they developed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. Mine is obviously Batman, and same reasons. I mean, he's just the coolest character, the coolest gadgets, his costumes, his Batmobile, all that cool stuff. I mean, it's just who wouldn't want to be a billionaire that fights crime at night? Who's a ninja? I mean, there's just his reasoning for doing it. Being behind the shadows, and again, the characters that are in the stories and the villains, that you could just go on and on and on. And I think that's why so many people are in love with this character. And that's why so much of us loved Ben Affleck's take on the character and would love to see him do more.
If I could just wear Batfleck's bat suit for like 5 seconds, I'd be satisfied and content. Like, seriously, let me wear that freaking thing.
There you go.
In fact, I keep telling my wife that whenever I go to a Comic-Con, I want to have a legitimate Batfleck suit to wear, because I don't want to wear some rinky-dink suit to Comic-Con. I want to be legit.
The one that's fallen off and doesn't fit well. Yeah.
Don't want that. The cowl doesn't quite fit right.
You got to fill it out though.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have to do that.
All right. So the next question is your favorite movie / director. I think with this is I'm going to say my favorite. Well, say like your favorite non-superhero movie too, but you can also say your favorite superhero movie if you want.
Oh, okay. Well, my favorite superhero movie is Man of Steel, hands down.
Okay.
I love Man of Steel. My favorite non-superhero movie is a movie called Drive with Ryan Gosling.
Oh,
have y'all ever seen that?
Nice. Yeah.
I've heard about it.
Yeah, it's good, man. Soundtrack is awesome.
And y'all already know who I'm gonna say my favorite director is, and this is the reason though, because even before I knew who Zack Snyder was, I looked at my entire Blu-ray collection, and it was nothing but Zack Snyder movies. So unconsciously, he was already my favorite. But and the other thing that I like about Zack is like, when it comes to the directors in Hollywood, they're freaking boring. But when it comes to Zack, he like a freaking rock star. And there's only one other director that's like that to me in my eyes is Robert Rodriguez. And Robert Rodriguez, I look at my collection, is number Robert Rodriguez in there, because if you ever seen Sin City, have you seen Sin City?
Yeah.
Let me show you. Sin City is like a comic book movie to the core. Like if you want to see a movie that's really a comic book and they did it perfectly, you need to check this out, Tyler.
Yeah, okay.
Sin City is dope.
I'll take your word for it. I've heard a lot of good things about it. So
yeah, it's on Netflix too.
Oh, is it? Perfect. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So Dawson, you're next.
There we go. My favorite superhero movie you guys have heard multiple times is Batman v Superman. Because I love how it feels like a graphic novel. It feels like a comic book movie rather than simply a superhero movie that features Batman or Superman. It feels like there's a lot of things just going on, and it's so visually beautiful. Such great fight scenes. So many great things happen. I mean, someone earlier commented about the Batfleck warehouse scene, which is arguably the best fight scene of all time.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, especially considering it's Batman in a fight scene. That's a fight scene that Batman deserves, is that scene right there. And I didn't quite think we'd ever gotten anything quite to that level up until that point.
Uh-huh.
And as far as non-superhero movies, I'd have to say The Book of Eli.
Oh, okay.
The Book of Eli is fantastic.
Bro, you broke that. I watched that one the weekend.
Yeah.
You broke that down so marvelously, because I didn't ever notice when he got shot that God left him, bro.
Yeah. It's such an interesting film to look at. It's one of those that has such great rewatch value, because the more times you watch and the more clues you pick up on, the more things you pick up on, that especially like the big plot twist at the end, where it's like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. But it's like subtle enough to where you're first watching it, it shocks the crap out of you.
But Dawson, did you know in the beginning he was blind? Because I didn't.
When I first watched it, like at the beginning throughout the movie, no, not until they showed his eyes. Like when they showed his eyes, like, oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me.
But this is how much of a dummy I am, Dawson. Even when I saw the Braille, I still didn't know he was blind. Because he moved around so fluid and so good.
Right.
You know?
Like, speaking of fight scenes, his fight scene under the bridge against all those guys, the hijackers.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You just see the silhouette of those people, but it's still amazing. And it's like, okay, only this movie could have pulled that off. And it's actually funny you mentioned that, Fatal J, because I have an uncle who to this day, he's watched it multiple times. To this day, he says it's debatable whether or not he's blind or not. And I'm like, what?
But you know what? I wouldn't clown your uncle too bad, because
I do.
But I mean, the way he moved around the environment,
right?
You couldn't tell if he was blind or not. I know Absolutely. Now he's blind, but I could really see how somebody can put up an argument when not knowing that he was blind.
Right. Definitely, for sure. But I don't know. It's
basically Dawson saying you got to be an idiot not to realize.
No, I won't say that, because I'll probably lose about 50 subscribers, and I don't want that to happen. But it is pretty obvious when you rewatch it a couple times that is the case. Anyway, and favorite director.
And what got me, I'm gonna tell you another thing, that the bird. Remember the bird?
Oh yes,
that's kind of gave it away too. You know.
Mm-hmm. Because his heightened sense of hearing and everything. And
yeah.
And favorite director, there's so many great directors out there, but of course, main one right now, Zack Snyder, right? Because I feel like, again, we're all going to agree on this. Anyway, I think he did such a great job of such visual work, and he kind of gets docked for that because people say he's more like visuals over substance and story and such, but he does it in such a way, like, I think it was even Steven Spielberg who said that Robert Rodriguez and Zack Snyder were creating their own cinematic language. Yeah. And those are some of the directors that he feel like really inspire him. And that's exactly the case. These two directors we've mentioned are guys who create their own way of visual storytelling that people aren't used to, and so people are quick to judge it. But at the same time, it's kind of revolutionary in that way to a certain extent.
I look at Robert Rodriguez and I look at Zack Snyder as the new dudes on the block. I mean, I know they've been making movies for years, but you know, when people say my favorite director is George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, that's the old crew. Martin Scorsese, that's the old crew. I like the new rock star crew.
Yeah,
bringing these new elements to the movie. You know,
absolutely, definitely does.
All right, so I'm going to answer this question, and I'm going to ask the question for the first gift card. So my favorite comic book movie is The Dark Knight. Again, Batman. That was like, Batman Begins. That whole trilogy just really blew my mind. This is nothing against BVS. Like, it's just like that was the movie that turned it on for me. You know what I mean? And I will forever be grateful for that movie and for Christopher Nolan and what Heath Ledger did and that Batman, how it turned the Batmans from the 90s. It made them just look so bad. It made this story like grounded. It made it look legit, like in a real world setting. And it just all made sense. And I absolute masterpiece in my mind. And Hans Zimmer did the score. I mean, it just overall was just amazing. But my favorite, I feel like my top like 10 favorite movies are all comic book movies. But you take away the comic books, and it was a really hard decision. I'm just throwing one out there. I don't even know if this is my number one, but the one that I was coming up with was The Sandlot. That's my number one as of right now because baseball and
baseball classic, man.
And I think
I do love that one, by the way. That is a great movie.
Yeah, and I think for me, it's just I think they pulled off the nostalgia of that time period so well, and when I watch that, I feel like I'm there. It's a good movie. I love it. But there's so many I could think of, like Forrest Gump, and it's so many that I feel like are tied. As far as my favorite director is Christopher Nolan. Zach is my second, but my first is Christopher Nolan because again, I go and I look at what he did with the Dark Knight trilogy, but then I look at all of his other movies, and I haven't found one movie of his that I do not like.
Right. He made Batman cool again, is what he did, which is fantastic.
And you know what? What I love about him is he takes his time with these movies. He has gotten that card that card where he can do whatever he wants, and WB just gives him the time. And that was the thing. If you ever listen to an interview talking about how he pulled off the trilogy and everything, he talks about time. He talks about how it was never his vision to do a sequel or to do a trilogy. It's just, it worked out that way. It was the first one was successful. And then they were like, okay, we want to do another one. Okay, well, give me some time. And then for a while now, no one knew what his next project was going to be. And then it's going to be Tenet. We know that. And then the Tenet looks amazing. Literally all of his movies that I've seen, I think I've seen all of them except one, this very first one, but every single movie I've seen, I think it's been fantastic. And I love how he plays with time and all that. And like when you watch his movies, you really have to pay attention because there's a lot going on. So yeah,
absolutely.
that's my favorite director. So now we are going to get to the first question for the $50 Amazon gift card. And the way that I was working it out was just whoever shoots me the answer first, and I'll tell you're the winner, and you just send me your email through here, and I'll send you the gift card. These questions are really easy. If you're even a somewhat DC fan, you should know the answer pretty quickly.
I'm assuming these questions are for the viewers, right?
Yes, they're for the viewers.
Okay. Didn't want to shout out an answer without it being
Yeah. Okay, so let me get rid of this, and I'll put up the question. Here is the first question. Go. Should be pretty easy, but I could be wrong.
You know what's crazy? I don't know that one.
Oh, well, you're about to find out.
That's not an easy one.
It's pretty interesting.
I think I do, but because I remember hearing an interview from him about it.
Oh, who's the first? Oh, the Epic Zombie was first. Okay, the Epic Zombie. Damn, Hardboil, you were right. You were right after.
Oh, snap. He was trying to play Lobo?
I didn't hear about that. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that
okay. Everybody saying Lobo. That would have been perfect casting.
If you ever heard him do interviews, he talks about how Zach had him audition for Batman. So I would love to see that audition.
Right.
Could you imagine?
Oh, he'd be perfect as Lobo.
He would be perfect as Lobo. But speaking of Christopher Nolan, you saw Batman Begins, right?
Right.
Batman Begins is actually my favorite one. But you know the guy that plays Scarecrow in Batman Begins?
Yeah.
Okay. That guy auditioned to play Batman.
I saw that. The test screen.
Oh,
Yes.
His name is Murphy something. But
Yeah.
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy. But
Yes.
Murphy did a better job as Batman than Christian Bale did. But the only thing that threw him off was playing Bruce Wayne. His Bruce Wayne was creepy.
Yes. He's just a creepy looking dude. I mean, no offense to him, but he just is.
He just looked creepy and he sounded creepy. But if he would have just stuck with Batman, oh man.
Yeah.
He would have took Batman to another level. I think the only reason why Christian Bale got it is because the perfect balance of the two.
Mm-hmm.
He killed it as Batman. He killed it as Bruce Wayne. But I'm telling you, Murphy was a better Batman. Way better.
All right, sweet. So we got that down. And again, guys, probably at the hour mark, I'm going to do the second gift card. So that I'm going to give it away.
So who won the gift card? Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. It was the Epic Zombie. He was the first one. Let me see.
Epic Zombie got that moolah.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was in here.
Oh gosh, what's that picture from? It's from oh gosh, that old kids cartoon.
Oh yeah, that used to be a book too, huh?
No, what's the name of it? Gosh, I should know this.
I thought that was Little Bunny Foo hopping through.
No, not quite. That's oh gosh.
It
something
looks
to Max.
right.
Something to Max. Gosh, this is gonna bug me. I'm gonna
the rabbit, man.
Ruby and Max. Ruby and Max. That's what it is.
Okay. All right.
It's so sad that I know that.
All right.
We got 25 people in here. Smash that like button. Some more.
Yes.
Yes. That's right. Okay. So this next question is probably going to take all. It's going to make everyone leave the chat, but whatever. It's going to be fun.
Ooh, this is a good question.
Just to switch it up a little bit. Maybe we got some MCU fans up in here, which that's fine. It's all good.
I'm an MCU fan, man.
Hey, there you go.
And listen, I like some of the movies too.
I just like DC. I like DC a tad bit better because they just got better characters and better villains. But my favorite MC movie will have to be The Winter Soldier. Sometimes that goes back and forth with Avengers, the first Avengers. I like the first Avengers. Now, South Cali, I would say Blade, but Blade is not MCU though. But shout outs to Blade because if it wasn't for Wesley Snipes' Blade that made comic book movies cool, I truly believe in my heart we would never have gotten an MCU.
Absolutely.
That's a great ass movie. I love those movies, man.
Yeah.
Because we all know Daredevil wouldn't have started anything.
Man, Daredevil, X-Men. No, X-Men was pretty good.
X-Men was really good. X-Men was also Trailblazer.
X-Men 2 was pretty good.
Yes. Absolutely. For me, my favorite MCU movie, oh man, it's a tough one. Because I do also really enjoy some of the MCU movies. Not all of them, but I do enjoy a big majority of them. I really love Captain America, the First Avenger. I think that does a really great job of feeling like out of all of those MCU movies, that one feels the most like a comic book version of that character because, again, World War II, you have the great scenery, you have all the great costumes, the great design. Of course, Chris Evans does a great job at being Captain America. And I love, I can't remember the actor's name for Red Skull, but I think he did a really great job. He didn't always look.
Yeah, he's sick. Ain't his name Hugo something?
Yeah, something like
Hugo
that.
Weaving? Is that his name? Weaving? Hugo Weaving?
I think so. He always played the best villains. He played the dude in Matrix.
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah.
Agent Smith is what his name was.
Agent Smith, yeah.
Nice.
Oh man. Yeah. Anyway, he does a great job in that as well. I love Tommy Lee Jones in that movie, even though he's not in it very much. I'm just like, yes, he was great for that general part that doubted Captain America. I usually just love movies based in the 40s because it's such a interesting time period. It's such a cool style about it. And so I always love it for that reason. There are definitely ones in the MCU that are better, like quality wise, but I just love Captain America more.
All right. I would have to say Iron Man. I mean, that was the first one. That's what started it off. And I just think he became one of my favorite MCU characters, if you will. I mean, my favorite of all time for Marvel was Spider-Man, but I thought Iron Man was cool. And the more and more I think about Iron Man, the more and more I wish we had a cyborg movie, because I'm like, it'd be very comparable, with the mech suits and everything. But yeah, Iron Man, I enjoyed that. It
Which
was
one
good.
you like? The first one?
What's funny is everyone hates the third one, and I really enjoyed the third one.
Interesting.
So the third one is your favorite?
I'd say the first one's my favorite.
Yeah,
because that's the beginning. That's how it all got started. And again, it's the same thing with like why The Dark Knight was like my favorite movie, is because it was like, for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that was like the one that started it off. So yeah, I mean, that's my favorite MCU movie.
I kind of want to, real quick, I want to kind of flip that too, because someone commented asking MCU or Marvel, because again, like Fatal J pointed out, there are ones that are Marvel but not MCU.
I know. I would stick with MCU. Just the ones in the cinematic universe right now, not the ones beforehand.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll get that one out of there. Yeah. Okay. So we got one question left, and then we can just go off or whatever and talk about more Snyder Cut news. But it's Snyder Cut related. So here we go.
Yeah.
Why Zack Snyder in the Snyder Cut? What's so special about it?
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Man, Zach is just freaking cool, man. But Tyler, I'm telling you, man, that one video you did blew me away, because you broke it down to the core of why we really into this movement. Mm-hmm. Just think about this. You on a job and you're creating. Okay, this is your vision. You're making a beautiful painting or a beautiful creation or whatever you're creating. Okay, then all of a sudden you get some bad news in the middle of you completing your project. Your daughter, passed away, suicide. Then Warner takes that as an opportunity to get rid of you. Can you at least give the guy a chance to finish his project for his family? Yep. Now, on top of that, Zach is just freaking cool at what he does. I've seen the 300. It made me feel. It felt like I got a shot of testosterone, man. Bro, I was in the movie theater just ready to rip off my shirt and just go to war with anybody. I watched The Watchmen. That was a comic book movie to the core.
Yep.
If you got the Watchmen book, it just goes right with it. Yep. It goes right with it.
And what's funny about that is all the people making the movie said that comic book was not able to be made into a movie, but they did it anyway.
He did it.
Yep.
And he did it. I look at Man of Steel. A lot of people give me crap for this, but I don't care. Yes, Christopher Reeves, those were some cool movies, but Man of Steel is better.
Yes.
Yeah, I said it. The Man of Steel is better. Period, point blank. I know people want to say the old stuff for the sake of saying the old stuff is better, but deep down inside, Henry Cavill brought the freaking pain in Man of Steel. The characters looked at more dope. His dad, that scene when they was in Krypton, that was freaking amazing as an intro to a movie.
Oh my
that
goodness.
was just the intro to the movie.
Right.
There's no way that Christopher Reeves had that technology back then to show us. Now, they did a good job showing Krypton, because I've seen all them joints. But like I said before, that Man of Steel was spot on. I can't see how people say Zack Snyder is a bad director. You just really hate this guy for your stupid reasons.
Right.
That opening scene, like you said, at Krypton. Again, this was before I knew anything about Superman. Again, that's the same thing that happened with Batman Begins. Is like I didn't know his origin story. I didn't know about him actually being a ninja and the League of Shadows and all that stuff. So I was like, what is this? This is like legit, like cool, so cool. And then when I saw, all I knew about Superman was that he came from another planet. That was it. And then that opening scene of Man of Steel, I was like, what is this? Like, holy shit! Like, this is, oh my god, you're gonna start a movie off like this? So yeah, I completely agree with you with that. But Nerdy, go ahead.
And kind of piggybacking off of that real quick before I answer, I think it's so interesting when we talk about Man of Steel and how people try to bash it, even though there's so many things in Man of Steel that are in like comic books and cartoons. Like I made a review about Superman Doomsday like last week, talking about there's some things in that movie that are pretty prevalent and actually like pretty much straight word for word and page for page from that movie in Man of Steel. And I'm just like, so it's okay if it's in the cartoon, but it's not when Zack Snyder's name is attached to it. Okay, I see how it is. But as far as Zack Snyder's concerned, a big thing for me is I'm a striving artist myself. I'm an art major. I do like comic books and stuff. And so I love to create, and I can relate to people who try to do the same thing. I relate to people who try to create something different, unique, something that really sparks something in people. That's every creator's dream, is to be able to make something like that. And I really think Zack Snyder accomplished that really, really well. And then kind of when what Fatal J said about how everything was handled with Warner Brothers, how he was kind of barraged with all these different notes and different criticism and stuff while his daughter had committed suicide, even though the studio gave James Gunn like a week off for his dog dying, they didn't do the same for Zack Snyder. It was like, I don't know, something about that just rubs me the wrong way. Because I imagine if I were working on something in collaboration with somebody else and someone was kept continually pushing on me to change what I originally envisioned just because they didn't like where it was going, and I was suffering from something like that as well, I would get pretty teed off too. I would not be very happy. And again, so a bunch of people commented in here saying like artistic integrity.
Exactly.
And I think that's the biggest thing about it. And I think it's a good starting point to help other directors as well. Because, I mean, we're seeing it more with the Air cut. Because like I was talking with somebody on Instagram the other day, and they're like, well, a bunch of other directors get screwed over by production companies. Why don't you guys petition for them? It's like, again, we got to start with somewhere. We got to start with one thing and then build from there.
And this was just a horrible situation. Like
right.
you can't make this situation up.
Right.
Like you know, there have been situations before, and I think the two that come to mind right now was the Bohemian Rhapsody movie, where I think like midway through they just got rid of the director and they brought someone else in to finish it. And then there was it the
it's a lot of movies like that, like Solo.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Solo. Same thing happened.
Rise of Skywalker was like that. They had Colin Trevorrow. He was going to fix that mess, and they got rid of him.
Yep.
Every time you do that, it ruins it. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, and The Hobbit. The Hobbit had another director, and in the middle of filming, they changed it, and they had to get the director of Lord of the Rings to come in and fix that joint, but it was a mess by the end.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is this situation. It was a situation where he was finished filming the movie, and then they used the excuse of his daughter killing herself to get rid of him. And then they bring in a director with 6 months until release to reshoot the whole movie. Like it's just like, it's mind boggling that you would do that and that you would take out on the surface level. Why we fight on the surface level is because, again, it's Zack Snyder, amazing director. It's Justice League, these DC characters all together for the first time on the screen. And then you find out through the movement and through all the research that they took out Darkseid. Right. They took out the Atom. They took out Green Lantern. They took out Martian Man. And I'm just sitting back and I'm like, as a studio, what made you think this was a good idea?
Right.
What made you think that, we should do this? And
you know why they really did that stupid crap? Because they were trying to make DC characters into Marvel characters. They used freaking Josh Whedon, a freaking a Marvel director, to put those elements in a DC movie.
Yep.
It was literally night and day. Okay. BVS is dark as hell.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then you try to make Justice League like day as hell, light as hell. That's weak. It made it weak. They was joking. Aquaman was joking. We saw Aquaman in BVS. He looked freaking creepy. His eyes was glowing and stuff. We saw Cyborg like he was being tortured on that wall.
Yep.
But then we see Cyborg. Cyborg is doing little jokes. Aquaman doing little jokes. Wonder Woman joking. You got freaking Batman joking. That's anti-Batman for him to be joking.
Yep.
You know?
And with that, there's a lot of continuity things too that they just didn't care about. Like one thing that always bugs the crap out of me is how they display Cyborg becoming Cyborg in Justice League compared to Batman v Superman. You have this clip of Cyborg on the wall and the mother box and stuff, and like it's a pretty frightening scene, like it should be with Cyborg. But then in Justice League, they just have him like more of his body's intact. He's just in like this blue room and he's not in pain at all. And it's just like, why would you change things like that? And I remember watching it in theaters and like I still had a good time just because it was Justice League. I was having fun with it. It's a theaters, right? It kind of has that effect to where things seem a little bit better than they are. But I remember sitting there like, this is nothing like I was expecting. This is nothing like the Batman I know. And Ben Affleck, again, we've talked about this so many times, how he just looked like he didn't want to be there because he didn't. He straight up didn't want to be there.
Dawson,
sad.
I see Mask of Shy in the comments in the chat. You need to get with him, bro. His artwork is sick like yours.
Who is this?
Maybe y'all can do a a DC Batman BVS Justice League collab or something.
Absolutely.
Mask of Shy. He did a cartoon of me, Chris.
Oh, that was him.
Bro, that was sick.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
Bro,
yeah.
and if you go to it, add him on Instagram.
That's
his
awesome.
artwork and comic book work is tight. It's tight.
That's awesome.
Dawson, get with it, man. I'm telling y'all can make some stuff happen. Maybe y'all can make a Snyder Cut Justice League collabo or something, man.
Yeah, I'm looking him up.
Awesome.
Is he Mask of Shy on Instagram as well?
I think so. I know I got him on Instagram, but his stuff is sick. What up, Prime? What up, T Flame? I see y'all in the chat too.
Yeah.
What's going on, fellas? Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard this. I didn't hear anyone talk about it. It was an article or something written about. It could be complete BS, but it was saying that apparently Joss Whedon wants another crack at a Justice League movie. That he's like he's begging the studio to let him do another Justice League movie.
What?
Again, I don't know if it's true. It's just an article that I read, and I started laughing because I'm like, dude, it's like in the article they're trying to say that he wants to make a right. He wants to make a right or wrong or something like that, and how he wants to come back and fix what he did and make it better. I'm just like, dude, it's too late for that. If this is true, I don't know. But
it's too late.
And
he's probably just trolling anyway. He know that nobody want that movie. You know what? Truly, to be honest, Joss Whedon was only good for the first Avengers movie because that Age of Ultron was hot garbage trash.
I actually really like that one.
You like Age of Ultron?
I do. I love James Spader as Ultron. I love his character.
You know what? You just like the scene when they was at the couch picking up Thor's hammer. You know it.
No. Honestly, James Spader's performance throughout that entire he's probably the highlight of it for me. The highlight of the movie is James Spader as Ultron, and I loved how he did that. I can understand the rest of it, people not liking as much.
But when you do the comic book lore,
right?
Ultron supposed to be like
right.
That's supposed to be like Thanos level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I can definitely understand that. But as far as just like performance wise, like kind of ignoring the comics, which I hate to do, but at the same time, like with this performance, you have to because it's not.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know. I enjoy it. It's not great. I'm not saying it's great. I just have a fun time with it.
Yeah. All right, so what do you guys think about this question? I haven't seen the movie yet, but have you guys seen it?
I saw it last night.
I haven't seen it. I'm gonna see it probably when I after I finish uploading this video. But I saw Warner DC drop that Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge.
I heard that was good.
Bro, it's sick. I'm talking about it's the perfect Mortal Kombat movie ever.
Dang.
And you're going and hey, don't have your kids there because gore, blood, ripping limbs off, ripping hearts out, ripping heads off. It's dope.
You know, James Wan is directing the next Mortal Kombat movie. He already finished directed. He already finished filming and everything.
Sign me up because you know how I feel about ninjas, kung fu, all that type of stuff.
This is the time to release a new Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah,
like that movie is going to be sick.
But you know what's funny?
That movie is so good. It got, and I'm sorry for cutting you off. But
you're all good.
It's rewatchable. Like
okay.
When I buy a Blu-ray movie, I need to quit buying them because I only watch them one time. It's really rare for me to rewatch something. I'm rewatching that Mortal Kombat, bro.
Yeah. Hey, you know it's funny that Prime mentions Justice League Dark Apocalypse War because last night when I was on a stream with him, Jeffrey as well as Zod Rider, all those guys had seen it and I hadn't seen it yet. Oh. And now I'm in the opposite situation where you guys haven't seen it and I have. Let me tell you, all I can say is no one is safe. No one is safe. It's awesome. It's intense. And man, I'm reviewing it later today. And it's man.
Well, I saw the first Justice League animated Dark. Yeah. I saw that joint. Did y'all see that joint?
Justice League Dark, you said?
Like it's once. A Justice League Dark that was animated by Dceu. It was good too. It was good too. Yeah. But people hyping this up like it's way better than that one. So I might have to check it out.
Well, it's got a great combination of just intensity and there's some hilarious parts in there. It's so well timed. Like I was rolling laughing at some of the funny moments in there. Like Captain Boomerang's hilarious. King Shark's hilarious. Who else? Cyborg has a hilarious moment.
Is Zatanna in there?
Zatanna's in there, yes.
Because Zatanna is my favorite DC character, female character.
She's not a huge part.
Besides Wonder Woman, I love Zatanna.
Yeah,
I love Zatanna.
She's not a huge part of the movie. The biggest focus is Constantine, which such a well done character in that movie. So well done.
Yeah.
I loved it.
You remember that Keanu Reeves Constantine movie? That was dope.
Yeah, I do. That was
he talking
crazy.
about doing another one.
People would be down for that. It's an underrated one for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Prime wants to get on real quick. So
hey, let's do this.
Yeah, before I send it to him, let's talk about the whole Henry Cavill situation. I know we did some videos on that. What do you guys think about that? I posted my video today before I send the link to Prime, but
I haven't had a chance to look at that yet, unfortunately.
No, it's all right. But the article saying that now they're putting the Supergirl movie on the back burner.
Good.
And they're gonna put Superman, I guess, back up front. And I like to believe it, but then again, I don't. I think the only part that I believe is the fact that they're renegotiating the contract with Henry or whatever. But I'm like, you can't put a Superman movie on the back burner. That's
right.
Just like putting a Justice League movie on the back burner. Like
that's true.
You can't tell me that Warner Brothers was like, oh yeah, with all this Zack Snyder stuff going on and how let's just not put out a Superman movie for years, or let's not put out a Justice League movie for years. Like that's your hottest commodity. You can't. Right. I don't believe that when articles say that. I just do not.
When you play Grand Theft Auto, you got the cheat codes where you can get the money and go more guns and stuff. DC got the freaking cheat code to beat Marvel. Just come out with an awesome Batman movie and an awesome Superman movie. What is so hard about that? Yes, we love Aquaman and Wonder Woman and Shazam and all those characters, Joker too. But people want that Superman movie. People want that Batman. You get those two right, and the game is done for Marvel. Marvel is looking real weak anyway right now. Yes, nobody is pumped up about Eternals. Nobody is pumped up about Black Widow. Black Widow will be a good movie, but nobody is hyped like that. Right.
Yeah,
it's a perfect time for DC to rebound. And it's so ironic that in this time period where DC has so much of this opportunity that this whole pandemic thing starts. It's like, gosh dang it. The one time where DC has this great space of time to insert things, really come back up and build himself back up over Marvel, this crap happens. And I think it's so interesting how DC is trying so hard, or I guess Warner Bros. Is trying so hard to catch up to where Marvel's at, where they're putting out these more, I guess, non-traditional characters that you don't normally see in movies or expect in movies. They're trying to do the same thing as Marvel is doing right now. And you can't do that, again, like Fatal J said, without having your standard characters have solid, consistent movies. Then you can branch off with that because people get more interested. People will read more of the comics, and they'll demand more of those characters.
And I'm glad that they got Wonder Woman right, because I feel like that's the hardest, is to get her right. Because you need Wonder Woman, and I hate to say it, but you need Wonder Woman for the female audience. You need those for them, the little girls to grasp on too. But I'm telling you, if you got Batman and Superman right, Marvel is done. They don't have Avengers anymore.
Right.
They don't have Chris Evans. They don't have Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr., that was their main guy. Like, if Marvel was the Jackson 5, Robert Downey Jr. is Michael Jackson. And if you take away Michael Jackson, you don't have nothing. Right?
Exactly.
Fatal, to piggyback on that, to make your point clear, hey Prime, to take your topic home, like Robert Downey Jr. said that he's okay to return as Iron Man for the future.
Which is like, it's like, why would you bring back a character after dying? Because again, it takes away the stakes of the movies and the dangerous situations. And I keep saying that if Marvel was smart as far as storytelling is concerned, they would have stopped with Endgame, because that's the perfect ending point of a story. That's how you end a saga like that. But now you're going to fizzle out and slowly lose money with these other characters that aren't as popular or aren't as demanded. and Marvel's going to fizzle out, and it's going to create comic book movie fatigue. That's what it's going to do.
Dalton, they set that bar up so high with Robert Downey Jr. death in that movie that you're right, it's going to be so freaking cheesy to have him come back. And that's why it's really kind of cheesy with Black Widow coming back, even though I know this is a prequel movie, but the stakes are not high because she's not going to die in this one because she died in Endgame.
The only good way that they could bring Robert Downey Jr. back is if he's like the artificial intelligence for Ironheart. That's the only good logical way that they could do that, and I'd be okay with it. But other than that, having him actually return as Iron Man would not work, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right. So pause those thoughts real quick. I'm going to give away my second gift card right now.
Woohoo!
So, $50 to Amazon. If you want that, just give it the correct answer. Again, I think it's a pretty easy answer.
Jeff, if you would have stayed in the chat, you could have won some money.
You messed up, Jeff.
What are you doing yourself, man?
Hey, Fatal, this is how I like to do things. Unlike a lot of people, I like to do things the hard way.
You got to present a harder question than this, man.
I want it to be easy. I want it to be easy.
No, I got you.
Yeah,
bro.
What if I had like two people on this stream? It'd be like,
y'all better than me because I don't know these questions. I don't give a freak about that hyena, man.
Xavier Rodriguez was the first one to comment.
Shout out to Xavier. You just got $50 richer today.
There you go.
Nice. Yeah. Well done.
That was easy. Okay, so now we can just talk about Snyder Cut stuff.
Hey, y'all
what's up, fellas?
Hey, what up, Prime? Hey, y'all been enjoying that Harley Quinn cartoon? It's dope to me.
Harley Quinn is a fantastic show. I mean,
it's dope.
It's a fantastic show, but if you don't have a sense of humor and you really can't understand the jokes, people are not going to gravitate to it. They're just not.
Yeah.
Right.
And at the same time, with the seriousness, they're just not going to gravitate to it. But there's a lot of people that like it. But you got those particular people that's going to be like, no, all that. So, you don't pay attention to those type of people.
Right. Absolutely. Again, I mentioned this in our live stream last night, Prime, of how Harley Quinn's like Family Guy and Simpsons. Like, they make fun of everybody. And so if you take offense to everything they say, then by your logic, then everybody should be insulted by them. And it's like, what? No, that's not what's going on. But you know what?
I wouldn't even put it on the level of Simpsons because Simpsons is on some level of PG-13. It's like South Park, bro.
Yeah, that's true. That's a fair point.
Just like South Park. Just like South Park. Hey, do they have their own Kenny?
Their own Kenny?
Yeah, their
own Kenny.
Yeah, the crew. Her crew, Harley Quinn crew. She got a whole bunch of Kennys. Oh, you talking about people that die?
The Kenny who dies and comes back to life in each episode.
I don't know because they kill people and they laugh it off, like and they die in horrible ways. Like their brains will come out in the back of their head, and then they'll laugh it off and like, hey, you want a cup of tea? It's weird.
Oh my goodness!
There was one episode, and I don't want to spoil it. She killed her parents.
Damn.
She killed her parents. At first, they was acting like they loved her and stuff, and then her parents killed them. Tried to kill her.
Damn.
Woo. And then when she killed her mom and dad, she walked off like, I need some more friends.
Well, it's kind of like the Justice League Dark Apocalypse War movie that I watched last night. It's like there's so many characters that just like there's I won't spoil who, but like there's some characters that die where I just expect there to be like a moment and there's not. They just continue on their lives. It's like, what?
Good thing that you said that, because this is what I wanted to say when I brought it up. Tyler and Fatal. I'm just gonna put it to you like this. That Justice League Dark Apocalypse. Now, the two difference between the two, Justice League Dark is mainly the actual Justice League Dark crew, which is Constantine, Zatanna, and the rest of them, doing that, and they teamed up with Batman and with the magic and stuff like that. This is an entire DC universe movie, and the way they're going out, I mean, it's everybody, and the way they're going out on this, all I can say is that the R rating, it's an R rating.
Dope.
When I mean, right. If now I'm gonna be like this, you're gonna get emotional. There's gonna be some parts in there that you're gonna get very emotional, and it's gonna be a lot of cats. I'm just gonna put it to you like this. I'm just gonna give y'all some hints. Suicide Squad is in it. You got Justice League Dark.
Damn.
You got Justice League. You got some of the Crime Syndicate. So you got everybody, and you got the Teen Titans. So all I'm just letting y'all know is that for if you're a DC fan, you need to watch this. The only thing is I can tell you like this is that it's the real deal. It's gonna make you sad, and that's it. I'll put it like this: Constantine is the main person that makes this work. That's all I want to tell you.
I'm down for that.
When y'all watch it, I'm just letting y'all know y'all about to go for a ride, and it's going to really, really trip you out when it's a cliffhanger. And y'all know this is the last one. So with this being the last of this version of the movies, which is the New 52, which is the last one, it's going to be a discussion that everybody going to talk about. I think this is going to, once everybody really start watching it, I think everybody really going to start really talking about it. I think everybody can team up and talk about it but y'all got to see it. So I'm going to shut my mouth.
So this is the last. This is the last New 52 where they do the designs like that, like because they've been doing the same design. And I was talking to one of y'all about it. I don't know if it was Dawson, but I'm getting kind of tired of that design. Like the stories have been dope. Don't get me wrong, but usually with a DC animated, they always switch up the style.
Yeah.
Right. If y'all really want to have like some creators, if you want to know the creators that really does some of the great work, there's really only one DC animated movie where they got different styles of animation. I don't know if y'all watched Batman Gotham. Did y'all watch that?
Batman Gotham. That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Like Gotham by Gaslight or?
Yeah. No. It's just called Batman Gotham. And what it is that there are stories. There's like 6 stories. So they're different.
I know, because they made it like the Matrix animated, where it was different stories.
They got 6 different stories, but the animation are completely different.
Yeah.
So with the animation,
but what I'm saying is, it's like this, like the Dark Knight Returns.
Yes.
That's not the New 52 style, but I love this style that they did. You know,
right? That's done by Jay Oliva, because Jay Oliva was the one that really did the production on that.
Yeah.
So Jay Oliva is the one that did the production on that. I know what you're talking about. But yeah, y'all watch that. You watch that Batman Gotham, and you will see all the different variations of artistry per each segment.
Yeah, I remember that joint.
Right. There's only 2 that I really like. The first one, I did not like the animation. It is absolutely
and
atrocious.
Even the Batman Ninja was a different style. Now, I didn't really rock with that movie.
But it was a different style.
That was a completely different.
You know what?
style.
I still ain't seen that. I still ain't seen the Batman Ninja. Maybe because I just wasn't feeling it at the beginning. I would dive into it.
It's a good prime. It's a good movie to watch when you bored, but it ain't nothing like on the level of Flashpoint or something on that level. You know what I'm
saying? The animation style is weird to me. It really weirds me out watching it. I'm just like, this just doesn't like. I know they're going for something different, but it didn't feel like a Batman design or Batman style movie. It just felt really out there for me. Again, the movie's good, but it's like, I don't know. It just weirded me out as an artist, like looking at it visually.
Do you know like the animation style they use for like the cutscenes in the Arkham Origins with like the Batman fight between Deathstroke? You ever see that video?
Man, them joints look dang near real.
Why can't you make a movie like that?
Oh man!
I didn't hear what'd you say, Tyler? I didn't hear what you
said. I played all the Arkham games except Origins, but you ever see go on YouTube and look at like the Deathstroke fight scene against Batman?
Oh yeah.
The animation. Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah, the animation on that is good. Play Origins. When you play Origins, you're gonna see a lot of stuff. But Origins is like before everything started. A lot of stuff is really gonna be mixed up when you play it. But when you play Origins, it's tripped out. It's like they kind of went backwards and it didn't make sense because they gave him all his weapons. But this is supposed to be the beginning Batman. So
but I don't understand. They said Origins was trash. Origins is a dope video.
Origins is tight. Origins is tight. I don't get it. I don't get what people say.
Especially that Deathstroke boss battle. Wow.
Deathstroke beat my tail 1,000,000 times before I understood how to beat it. That's a hard fight, bro.
Yeah,
Deathstroke the hell out of me.
Yeah, Deathstroke ain't no joke.
Like I remember when I first played Arkham Origins, I had heard all the crap about it being like, oh, this movie or this video game is crap, and I know that it wasn't made by Rocksteady, and so I was like kind of apprehensive going into it. But yeah, it's dope. Like it's one of the few Arkham games where you can actually like fly all over Gotham City.
Yep.
And just actually feel like Batman and do like do crimes in progress, like beat up bad guys and crimes in progress, things like that. And I'm just like, yes, this is the kind of Batman game I needed. I agree with Prime how there are a lot of weapons that he has before the rest of the games that doesn't quite make sense timeline wise. But that's the small thing I'm willing to overlook because it's just awesome.
You know what made that game dope? Remember the police scene when he had to fight all the police? That was dope to me.
Yes.
He was at the police station, got the police station. Man, that was amazing, man. What is y'all favorite Arkham though? Y'all favorite Arkham game?
Arkham Knight.
City.
Arkham City is mine too, bro.
It's really close. It's really close between Arkham Knight and Arkham City, but I've played Arkham City more.
Yeah,
so I tend to lean towards Arkham City.
Arkham City is the joint where in the end he carrying Joker in his arms, right?
The main,
I like Arkham Knight. I like them all, but I like Arkham Knight.
Yeah,
that's
my
favorite.
The main beef I have with Arkham City is how it restricted the map tends to feel once you're done with the whole game. Like you can go around and play around, but it feels really small. Whereas Arkham Knight, you have the freaking Batmobile and different skins you can have with the Batmobile.
Well, see, to me, I look at it as okay though, Dawson, because think about it. Arkham Asylum, you were just at the asylum.
Right.
Arkham City, you could
step
go
up.
around a little bit more. And then by Arkham Knight, you could just go everywhere.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, depending on where the story wanted you to go, but yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to. I told Jonathan on Twitter earlier that I would put this on here. I told him to join the chat and ask this question. Did you guys see the image of Joker and Deathstroke?
Yeah.
And according,
I didn't see it. Is it on Twitter right now?
Yeah, it's on Twitter.
Jeffrey tweeted it. Yeah, Jeffrey
apparently,
tweeted it.
Jeff tweeted it. I'll go look at it now.
Apparently, they're saying that Joker and Deathstroke, they were in the Batcave when Darkseid boom tubes and kills Lois.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Even though it looked dope.
No, you're getting that wrong.
What is it?
You're getting that wrong. The caption says Nightmare, Joker, and Deathstroke.
Okay.
So like he having a nightmare?
No, the nightmare scene.
Yeah, the nightmare scene.
But I still don't believe Joker was in the Batcave. That wouldn't make sense.
Well,
that's
interesting.
To me, that's too much. I think somebody made that up. It looked dope. It looked dope to me, but I don't believe Joker and Deathstroke was in there because Zach said it was just Eustace and Batman and Lois in there, right?
Yeah.
No, we're talking. No, that picture is from the nightmare scene. You're not getting that.
So like the nightmare alternate reality.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Jay, you have no idea what this movie is going to be like. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
we're not even close
like a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, this movie is going to be absolutely bananas.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's dope, but Joker come out of nowhere. Joker coming out of nowhere, bro. Come on, man.
Hey, he breaks out. He breaks out with the Deathstroke and Lex.
If Joker in there, you might as well say Harley Quinn gonna be in that joint.
Listen,
I'd be down for that.
There was
the Snyder Cut is the Rubik's Cube of Hollywood. It's the Rubik's Cube of Hollywood. Like you don't know how to figure it out until it comes out. Like like that, man.
All right, I see it now. It's concept art. I see it. I see it now. The only thing art. It's concept art. Now, what I can say with this, my question would be is this: why? First of all, how did they get in the Batcave? That's the first thing. The second thing is that if they did get in the Batcave, see that's my thing.
And why would Joker be with Deathstroke? Joker works solo.
So the thing I think would explain this is, have you guys played Injustice 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's this whole situation with Superman being the overlord of the world, and Batman kind of teams up with Harley Quinn. So maybe it's a similar situation to where the situation is desperate enough to where they set aside their differences and team up because there's really no other choice. Because again, you have the whole Darkseid thing with Superman succumbing to the anti-life equation. So it could be a situation so drastic to where they're kind of forced to work together just to save the world and then go their separate ways afterwards. That's one way I think it could be explained.
But don't get me wrong. That's dope if they in there. But I just don't see story-wise. You got Joker and Deathstroke in the Justice League movie too? How would that play out? How could you explain them being in there?
I think the easiest way is just Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, because there was a similarity also in there that I'm not gonna go into, but yeah, there's a similarity in there. But yeah, like a lot of people are noticing that there is some similarities between Zach's arc and this movie. So just be prepared for that.
Okay, I want to say this with the whole Joker Deathstroke situation. There was a video that was done by Strong Arm that was done a couple months ago, and he went on Jared Leto's Instagram page from years back, and he found an image of him as the Joker in London when they were filming the Justice League movie. So right there, it kind of doesn't necessarily confirm that he was in the Justice League movie, but it's like, why was Jared Leto in London when they were filming the Justice League? And he had his green hair and everything.
And who knows? In the year, there might have been a different ending where Joker is ended up in Arkham Asylum.
And that could be true, but I also, at the same time, I read a leak that was from a long time ago, before like the Justice League movie even came out, and the whole leak, it sounded pretty legit. It sounded like Zach's movie, and there was a scene where it was an Arkham scene where someone's breaking Lex Luthor out of prison, and so then Batman shows up. And the whole prison, there's like this big prison fight, and in the prison there's Joker, there's Deathstroke, and I think there might be a fight between Batman and Deathstroke and the Joker. And I was like mind blown. I was like, what? Like, if that's in this movie, like, you got to be kidding me. So that could be maybe your reason as to why Joker and Deathstroke are kind of hanging out. I don't know, but yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there because I thought that was really cool.
That is very, very intriguing.
But that concept art can throw you off though, because I'll never forget. I did a video and based off some concept art. Somebody had did some dope concept art of Macaulay Culkin as Joker, and then a clickbait website did Macaulay Culkin is playing the new Joker. So I was hyped up about it and made a video about it, and I got tons of views. And then people in the comments were trashing me like, "This is freaking clickbait. This is a lie. This is content art for Instagram." You got a lot of people cold with that concept art though, and it can throw you off.
Oh my goodness!
But don't get me wrong, that would be dope because Deathstroke is one of my favorite villains in DC.
And he's severely underused. Severely underused.
And a lot of people fail to forget.
Yeah.
Without Deathstroke, you wouldn't have Deadpool.
Right.
Rob Liefeld, as much as I like him, he copied characters. He copied Deathstroke. Yes. It's Deathstroke, Deadpool.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's Deathstroke real name? Slayton Wilson or something like that?
Slade Wilson.
No, Slade. Is it?
It's Slade Wilson.
Slade Wilson.
Deadpool's name is
Slade Wilson.
And Deadpool's name is something Wilson too.
Wade Wilson.
Wade Wilson. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So creative right there. Well done.
One of my favorite things to do is to compare Marvel characters to DC to see when they came out. And a lot of times you'll see that the characters came out like a couple months or like a year later.
Yeah. It's so sad, bro, because Thanos is a copy from Darkseid. Darkseid came out way before Thanos. But people will never appreciate that because now Thanos, since the movies, got more shine than Darkseid.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Right. But the problem with that is that Darkseid is a little bit more lethal than Thanos.
Oh heck yeah!
So my thing is that people, and that's why I said that with the condition factor. Because when people watch these movies, that's how they think these characters really are. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. The only thing I would say when it came down to Thanos that I wish that, and because it's Disney and they toned it down, I hope that sometimes when people would read the comics, because when it comes down to Thanos, I wish they put that element in there with Mistress Death. I really wish they put that in there.
Yeah.
Because you can tie that in with Deadpool too. Because Deadpool,
right? Because the reason why I say that is because Thanos' mission was only to please Mistress Death. He didn't care about nothing else. He cared about her love and just getting her love. That's what he wanted. So that was the only reason why he was getting the Infinity Stones in the first place, was because of her.
Yep.
But they did not go into that mythos with Mistress Death. They did something completely different. Now, as them interpreting Thanos in the movie, they did a good job. I'm not saying that they did it. They did a good job with Thanos. I'm not taking that away. But that element with Mistress Death.
Tyler, I was looking at that. Y'all want? How can I announce the Snyder Cut? Okay, let me announce the Snyder Cut. It's coming out next month.
You gotta try to get your honest trailers voice in next month, in the month of May or month of April.
I got you, Dawson. You never thought it was coming out, but it is. It's coming out this month on the 2nd. The world will end when this movie come out in movie theaters.
All we can say is that once that announcement does come out and they announce it or even just say anything about it, y'all think the internet went crazy on the 17th last year. You just wait because it's gonna be double. It's gonna be double time.
It's gonna be It's probably gonna be a billion tweets. Let's be honest.
Gosh, easily because
it's gonna be crazy. It's going to be a phenomenal event when it all comes down. All they gotta do is announce it and let them know that it's coming out. They don't have to give a day.
Yeah,
they just announce it and say it's coming out.
Because once it's announced, all the people that have been haters about it who claim to be DC fans will all of a sudden swarm to be like, okay, this is happening. Let's support, or they might not support it, but at the same time, they won't support it, but they'll be like, okay, they'll bash it, but they're going to go watch it, right? It's going to be tweeted about, and the people say like, oh, don't go see it, or it's going to be amazing, or it's not. It will be still tweeted about, and more than not, likely than not, they'll use the hashtag. So like, boom.
But Dawson, I made a video about that. The reason why the haters are so scared of the Snyder Cut is because it's going to crush their sources. It's going to crush their brand because a lot of them start off just like this when they make videos about Snyder Cut. Now, I got sources with Warner that says that there's no way that this movie is going to come out. Now, they are praying like that. Dawson, they are praying every single night that this movie doesn't happen because it's going to hurt their brand, bro.
And people hate being wrong.
They hate being wrong, bro. You're not gonna have the Snyder Cut haters say, "Okay, it's coming out," or "This is a dope movie." You will never hear that coming out their lips.
And even if you think about it, oh, go ahead, Jeff.
You just something I find ironic about this whole journey that we've been doing. It's like our theories are better than other people's facts at this point. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we say, oh, we think this happened and this happened and this happened and it's been proven. And then people say like they have sources that say, oh, it's not coming. WB hates the Snyder Cut. And really like there's really no hardcore evidence of that, like just hearsay.
Right, because if you think about it, just think about the options here of either the movie never being released or at least being released to a certain degree. Which one is more likely? Right, because it's a movie. There's things that are going to come out about it. Either is, in my opinion, that's much less percentage of us never seeing anything from it than at least seeing parts of it. In my opinion, it's just a logical way to think about it. In my opinion.
This how you can shut all this down, Dawson, and for the panel and for the chat. Jim Lee come out and say, hey, you guys need to shut up. It's not coming out. Why hasn't he done that yet?
Right. Why hasn't Warner Brothers done that?
Yeah. Why haven't a Warner representative, a DC representative, Jim Lee, Zack Snyder? Why haven't anybody said this is not coming out?
If they really wanted to shut people up, why wouldn't they just say something like that?
Why do they keep us lingering on that this movie might come out when they can shut it down anytime?
Yep.
Right.
And really, like, here's the number one thing. Like, I said this last night. Like, Zach right now, with him branding this, is at arresting territory. Like he's at breaking the law territory if this movie is not coming out. So if the movie isn't going to come out, why has he not been arrested
Right.
Zach in handcuffs.
That's true because Boss Logic, when he put out those concept art posters, he has to get permission from Warner. I mean, he even put it on a tweet where he said he had to run it by Jim Lee when he did that Superman versus Black Adam. He put it in the tweet where he had to run it by Jim Lee. So you mean to tell me Warner hates this movie so much and never going to release this movie, but yet they let Zach keep dropping these images? You can't tell me that.
Well, the people that, like I say, the naysayers, put it like this. They're not going to think with logic. So with them not thinking with logic, with them not thinking with logic is like this. First of all, Zach is the owner of the movie. He has it. But again, like we always stated, he had to get permission for WB a long time ago for him to even release that stuff because it's still property of Warner Brothers.
Yes, sir.
He has to get permission. So with that being said, it's like people that are out there, they got to have something to keep their negative narrative. They got to keep it. Because if they already coming in negative as it is, they got to keep that persona of them being negative. They got to keep that. But it's going to, like I say, it's all these people that got that negative narrative and they know what's going to happen. Either they, like I say, they don't like Zack Snyder. They just don't like Zack Snyder. That's just the simple fact. They just don't like Zack.
I'm telling you, that Zack Snyder Justice League emblem, that symbol, it scares these channels. But I'm telling you, I really believe this. When that Snyder Cut get an announcement, when it gets when it drops, a lot of those channels are going to lose subscribers. I really believe that.
Oh yeah.
I really believe that.
Because their credibility is going to be tarnished.
Yep.
And that is going to be the main thing. Now, which a lot of people don't know, that emblem that says Zack Snyder's Justice League, that is the real title for the actual movie. That's the real thing. It's already out there.
And that's why I kind of chilled out. I still use it, but I kind of chilled out with Release the Snyder Cut. Now I say Zack Snyder's
Justice League. Right. And that's what the tag, well, a lot of people don't know. That's why when I put up everything, I put both tags.
Yeah,
but
that's what I do.
They really want us to move away from Release the Snyder Cut and just put Zack Snyder's Justice League, because that's really what he really want us to do. He just hasn't said it. He really wants to do it because he embraces it.
But that Release the Snyder Cut is still strong, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's still strong. It's still strong. That's why it's good to use both. But using the Zack Snyder's Justice League, that just lets everybody know that, well, now this is really Zack Snyder's movie. It's not and you still got people out there, well, didn't he already do a movie? And that's for the casual general audience. We wouldn't expect them to know. That's fine. Right. You wouldn't expect them to know. But with all the noise, this is how they get educated. They get knowledgeable about it, and they will get themselves into, more into it. So I sent y'all a tweet that y'all see in there. I want y'all to look how stupid this individual said this was. Go in there and look with the tweet that I sent y'all about the Red Sun. Y'all going to see, and this is why I say the ignorance and the stupidity of these people. They don't know what they're talking about. That means you just looked at it and didn't pay attention to it and don't read the book.
Yep.
And one thing I'll point out real quick. It's probably the dumbest explanation as to why someone hates Zack Snyder, or dumbest complaint about Zack Snyder. So it was this guy. I can't remember who it was, but he was talking about one of the first pictures that came out about Justice League when it was being made, right? And it was the classic picture of Ben Affleck's Batman standing there, Wonder Woman, and the Flash. You've probably seen it multiple times. And they all look like they're standing side by side. But this person was saying, like, oh, he has Wonder Woman standing behind Batman as if she's afraid. And I'm like, what? And he's like, he obviously hates Wonder Woman. It's like, did you not see Batman v Superman where she's leading the Trinity into battle against Doomsday? Like, what is wrong with you? And then there was another comment here that I like this question. Xavier Rodriguez. They asked, what's the first thing you'll do when you hear it's going to be released? First off, I'm going to freaking scream. I'm going to scream, run around with or without pants on. I don't even care. I'm just going to run out in the street with what I'm dressed in. It's going to be mayhem. Anyway, I just wanted to put that out there.
Well, if it's me and once they release, I'm gonna do a stream. Yep. I'm gonna get everybody on the panel, and all we're gonna and we can just do a unity all together. It's just like, all y'all haters, all y'all naysayers, what do we tell y'all? What do we tell y'all? So now y'all gotta eat it. And now the movie of movies It's coming. What are you
Well, I'll
going
do
to
that after I'm
do?
done running around. I'll do that after I'm done running around.
Yeah, because I
Once
don't
you
want
calm
to
down.
scream and holler and yell. I don't want to scream and holler and yell. Just want to
Yeah.
be calm and collective, because when you do that and do it with confidence, because you already know it's coming,
Yeah.
they don't like that. That's
Yeah.
like saying you shoving it in their face with kindness.
Yep.
And people that want you to have a big, reaction, they don't like kindness. So, hey, that's how I look at it.
All right, guys. So I would love to talk to you guys about this for the next 4 or 5 hours. But as Fatal says, we have lives. So
What?
Yeah, you're right.
I got my wife downstairs and she wants me back. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have you guys go around and plug your channels and just say a little something extra if you want, and then we'll close it out. So Fatal will just go your way, and yeah.
Just at the end of the day, I want to be just like Tyler, because happy wife, happy life.
I try.
Yes.
I'm telling you, man, sometimes, and that's what my channel is about. It's about relationships and loving others and being kind and being a hippie. So if you like all that type of stuff, make sure to check out my channel, because that's what I talk about. It's relationships and life. And sometimes Snyder Cut.
There you go.
Words to live by. Happy wife, happy life. Totally agree, 100%. My wife needs a person to keep happy because she doesn't care what I do for most of the day, and then I talk to her a little bit, and it's fine. But anyway, I really appreciate this chance to talk with all you guys about this. It's a whole community thing, right? And what Fatal J said, it's about relationships. The community of the Zack Snyder's Justice League is such overall a positive community of people coming together, supporting a director, supporting an art. And that's something I always really appreciate. And that's something I always will back up till the day I die. That's why I do this YouTube channel that I do, because I like to look at things in a positive way. And I like to look at all the good things that are happening in media and entertainment. So anyway, that is me. Nerdy Many Ways. Check it out.
But so, yeah, like really, that's really the great positive of the Snyder Cut movement. Like, really, I think it represents the best of what a fandom and people can be. Like, with we all come together and it's such a positive way to help someone, to help a vision out, to help to represent artistic integrity. And really, as you can see, like from the very beginning, from just the spark of Fiona, that's kicked this off, to where it is now, where it's essentially just this Broly like character who keeps growing and growing. Like, really, we know that it's coming. We really, at this point right now, we are just raising awareness for this movie, and we're also at the same time raising awareness for suicide prevention and defeating the hunger. And really, like I said, the Snyder Cut movement really does represent the best, to me, really does represent the best part of humanity, and that's really and that is the positivity.
Nicely said, Jeff.
Very well said.
No doubt. Well, pretty much everything with the movement is a good thing, to have camaraderie, everybody come together because we have a primary goal. That is the main thing, because we all have one sight, we have one direction that we're all looking for. And once we get that sight, then you never know what can go after that. But everybody, it's good to be with the community and everybody talk it up. Y'all can reach me on my Twitter. Y'all can reach me on my channel. Just type in Prime76 and y'all can reach me there. It's just basically just gaming for me, because I work for EA Sports. I'm an EA game changer as well.
Okay.
So that's what I do pretty much, and I'm a huge DC fan, and I also do movie reviews as well. I mean, my channel basically pretty much explains a lot of stuff on there, so you actually see a lot of stuff. So hey,
Prime, Tell EA Games they need to come back out with Burnout's Revenge. Man, I love that game, bro.
I think they did. I think they're doing a remastered version of it. To be honest with you,
Prime.
yeah.
Sign me up.
Do you know that they're
Sign me
doing
up.
a WWE game? Because really, that's like a rumor going on about them.
I put it like this: I can't say stuff. So all I can really say is that in certain genres, I really don't know because I'm not in that department. That's not my expertise in that. So all I could just really say is that they have a lot of stuff. So I mean, a lot of stuff that's coming up, because of the new gen is coming out. So with this ninth generation coming up with these new consoles, there's a lot of new stuff coming out. There's a lot of pissed off people at this particular time and moment. But I know there's going to be a lot more information coming up in June on the 11th because EA Play is going to be digitally. We're not going to have it.
Nice.
Right. Everybody thought that EA Play was going to be canceled, but no, we're not going to cancel it. So I'm not going to be there this year. So I'm not going to be in California. So I'm not going to be there this year. So, but they're doing a live stream with it. So I don't. So whatever that they're going to showcase or what they're going to show, that's what they're going to showcase. But y'all just have to look out for that. My expertise is NBA Live, so that's what I do. It's NBA Live and Madden. So those are pretty two things that I'm pretty much in. But anything in other games or whatever,
You got the greatest feel, brother.
So that's pretty much what it is. So right now, Madden is what it is, and NBA Live right now, y'all can watch the channel and y'all can find out about that. So and go from there. But I appreciate Tyler having me on, and then everybody that's here, everybody regular, we're gonna do our thing and go from there and just have this stuff build up. That's what matters. That's the only thing. That's the key.
Yeah, nicely said. I appreciate everyone coming on. I appreciate you, Fatal, Nerdy, Jeffrey, Prime. Thanks for joining. It was a good time. Happy you guys joined. And, again, don't forget the Snyder Cut. It's coming, no doubt. It's coming. End of story. Yeah. And we need to fight for more. We need to fight for the full 5-movie arc. That's how I feel. I feel like we're gonna get the Snyder Cut, and it's not gonna be enough. We're gonna be sitting there salivating at the ending, and we're gonna want more. So that's why I'm all about fighting for more. So we want to bring Zach back because I'm telling you, at the end of that movie, if we're sitting there looking at Darkseid, that's not gonna be enough for me. But anyway, thanks for joining.
We know it's gonna be a cliffhanger. We already know.
And that's a cliffhanger means Zach is back, so that's good.
Yeah.
All right, so on that, I'm gonna end the stream. So thank you guys for coming along.
Thank you, all viewers.
Bye-bye. Peace.
Bye-bye.